I'm Kathianne Lewis, and I want to welcome you to this service. This is auspicious time. I was thinking about it. Actually, something starts to cook in me, and it finally simmers fairly well by second service. And it occurred to me that in Jewish tradition, more than any other tradition, the sacred happens in time. So they have sacred times. And I think it's because there was just a disbursement, and after they lost the temple, they wanted to keep the sacred. So the sacred could be anywhere, in their home, in the gathering place, which would be a synagogue. It was sacred, but it was time sensitive. Whereas many other religious traditions are place sensitive. You may go to a place at a certain time, but the sacredness is in the place. But I love that idea that it's time. That means anywhere. It's like, I could be anywhere at this beautiful, wonderful time. And I'm really in love with this time. This is the in-between time. And I'll talk more about that. But this is the gap between an end of an earth cycle and the beginning of a calendar cycle. And in between, we have a gap that allows us to really move and create a whole new possibility. And I'm just loving this time. So I'm grateful that you're here, and I'm grateful that you would spend time with us. And we do a few things at this time. It's not so sacred. This whole time's sacred. This is not such a sacred time. This is me talking to you time. But we do have some traditions in this time, and one of them is that I ask people that have a smartphone to go ahead and sign in, tell people that you're here, and that you are here to celebrate sacred time or whatever. I'm so glad you guys are back. Ooh, I just love this time. People show up. It's so fun. Anyway, so it's sign in, let people know that you're here celebrating sacred time, and if they want to know what that's like, well, then you'll tell them afterwards, but this is sacred time. And then the other thing that we do is we celebrate sacred people, and the way we teach it is that everybody is special. Everyone is the beloved of the Most High. So if you're having a birthday, we should celebrate your birthday. So you wave your hand or stand up so that we can celebrate you. There's a birthday, and there's a birthday, and birthday. Woohoo! There's a birthday. Oh, is it your birthday, Gary? Oh, did you get Gary? Gary, did you get a birthday? Oh, no. Wait, Gary. You just think he stands up to do praise in the Lord, but he actually has a birthday this time. He's usually the first one up, goes, praise the Lord. Well, no, this is actually praise Gary this time. So, anyone else? Ushers, we need a gift for Gary. I'm not leaving here till you get him. Speaking of Gary creates sacred space. Now, there's sacred time and sacred space. He creates sacred space in the sanctuary. So if you ever get here early and you are kind of wandering around wondering what to do, or you really want to pray extra hard for the Seahawks or something because they're on such a losing streak, well, then just go into the sanctuary, and and it smells good in there. He puts in incense, beautiful altar, gorgeous music. You just sit and you just sink into that space. It's beautiful, and that's Gary's gift to us, and I'm really grateful. Thank you. Very, very grateful. And the last thing that I want to say is, if after this service is over, you feel a connection to this particular teaching, like you want more of it, we have things going on almost 24/7. Lots of things going on, but we can't tell you about everything right here today. So if you sign up on a connection card that looks like this, we'll put you on our extended email community, and we'll let you know what's going on in our home. We've got a lot of things, but I'm not going to tell you about them. Just sign up. You'll find out more. And if you fill this out and return it to me or anyone with a name tag, we'll make sure that you get on our email list. And if you can't find one of these in the seat backs in front of you, they're always available in the offering basket as it goes by later. So let's take a deep breath. Life is good. But sometimes it's it's a little bit confusing. So let's court sacred time by enjoying a little silence, and then a beautiful song, and then our opening prayer with Reverend John Hollis.
We open our hearts and welcome that inflowing of Spirit. Pour yourself into us. Fill us with your love, your grace, your wisdom, your power. Fill this community with overflowing blessings. Let that grace be palpable and bright, and pour yourself into us now. The light is in us always. We welcome it now. Reveal yourself now in us, wonderful Spirit. This has always been, it will always be, and so it is.
How are you all doing? Good. I'm excited. Let me talk a little bit about this whole sacred time thing, because after being around the planet a couple of times, I think I might be getting it. And the Earth celebrates an end to a cycle, and maybe end the beginning of a cycle on the 21st of December. And yet we, as human beings, decided that January 1st would be our new year. And yet it doesn't quite coincide. And then we stick in Christmas, which is good. I'm not against Christmas. Something's being born in Christmas. It's a beautiful time. This is like old Hope Week. It's so exciting. Anyway, so... but there's this, to me, it's like the end, even though it's the beginning of winter, it's the end of the days getting shorter. And for me, when the days start getting longer, it's like, new beginning, new birth. And then there's this calendar thing. So maybe this is what this earthly experience starts to move on us, because the moon affects us, the earth affects us, everything affects us because we're all one. And then we actually start to plan and have a man-made beginning on the January 1st. So what's this time in between? I call it in-between time. In-between time. And this, I think, gives us an opportunity to let what's happening on the inner move us into an outer expression, which is what we will do in the new year, what we will be in the new year. Does that make sense? I don't think we appreciate this time enough. This to me is like clearing out and cleaning up and creating a stage from which to move from. So I want to share with you some ideas that came to me when I was getting ready to do this talk. It actually came in like a hologram, and what I saw was a house. I thought, I'd like to be much more mystical and profound. But the house showed up in a holographic form. And I also realized that there is an interpretation of house which shows up in the Bible and some other spiritual traditions. House means consciousness. So we're going to clean house today. We're going to clean consciousness. And some of the things that I will share will sound incredibly mundane. Answer that, because it's God. Oh, really? It just, hello, God? That they'll never call it this time again, honest. Oh, no, really. Really. Heals them every time. So some of the stuff will sound like something you read in Good Housekeeping or Reader's Digest. I'm going to give you some ideas that sound fairly personal growth oriented. when I got the idea to do this, I was really resisting, and then I think it's because I resisted in myself. And what I heard was, if you can't be reliable in small things, you can't tackle the big things. So I'm going to give you some small stuff, and hopefully it will strengthen you to do some other things if you choose to. It's just if you choose to. And then we're going to go for the big things, because we're going to go for the thing that affects you the most, the thing that perhaps bothers you the most. So we'll start on the outside and move in. To start with the easy and get not so easy. All right? But once you have some successes on the outside, yay. So take your program, and we usually have a little bit of space at the bottom. Write on that if you choose to. You have something to write on. If you need a pen, our ushers will get one for you. Or you can share with someone that's close to you. I always have about 3 or 4 pens. Also, you're going to need, before we get started, a blank piece of paper. So hopefully you'll find everyone got a blank piece of paper when they came in? Don't write on this. When I ask you to write something down, don't write on the blank piece of paper. You have it, but you're not writing on it, all right? So the thing you can write notes on is your program. No program? You didn't get a program? What bad ushers we have. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Goodness, it's the in-between time. We'll get things. Look, they're all rustling around getting things for people. They are so good. So I'll start slow. Just keep your hand up, wave once in a while, and they'll get you some paper. This is good. And people are moving around, doing things. We're taking care of each other, aren't we? Ian, can you help out a little bit? Get some paper from some of the ushers and help. That would be wonderful. Thank you. I'm giving Ian a job. Thank you, Nanner. Good. All right. First thing, keep going. I can talk while we distribute things. We're going to start at the very outside of your consciousness, your thing called life, and we'll move in. We still need some paper here. Oh, this whole section over here. More paper. This is when JB and Chris that are listening in the fellowship hall having coffee, they rush in with more paper. Did you guys get paper finally? Yes, we are complete. Cool. This is great. So we're going to clear. You're going to have a clearing. Have anybody ever heard about having a clearing? I've heard about clearings, never had a clearing, but you're going to have a clearing today. The first thing you're going to do, if you choose to, is clear your space. Clear the space around you. Clear out possessions. So first you clear your physical space. I knew I should do this. I know I should do this. And what really pushed me into a greater knowing that I should do this is I got to clear out with my sister my mother's home that she'd lived in for 20 years. And it's like, wow. My mother hadn't cooked in a long time, and she had at least 4 potato smashers. I took one because I didn't have one. That's good. And those tongy things, 20 tongy things. Now, most likely, it doesn't even matter. That's not the issue. The thing of it is that I went home and I realized I was becoming my mother. That I had a lot of things that I don't use. And why clean them out? Why not just clean it out? Somebody can use these things, just like I could use the potato smasher and lots of tongs. Someone, how many of you have things that you think is a good idea, but you don't use it? Someone will use it. I have a bread machine. It's a really good idea. Well, I will bring all my appliances and people can just have them because I don't use them. If I don't use them. And this is the whole thing. I mean, we now have places where you can give away things for free and people can pick them up for free. There's so many easy and wonderful ways to bless someone else by the good stuff that you have. And by keeping it, we just keep up this space. Now, this sounds like really mundane stuff, but check inside your own inner knowing. And imagine that you had more space in your house. You'd also have more space in your mind. Because one is connected to the other. What goes on the outside affects the inside, and what goes on the inside affects the outside. That's why I want to mention everything today, because it really does have an effect. So I know that between now and Thursday, it may seem very daunting to clean out all of your space, but use your, yeah. But use your intuition, and this is the first thing you're going to write on your program. Allow the divine wisdom inside of you to reveal to you one thing you can clean out between now and Thursday morning. What's one thing you can clean out between now and Thursday morning? And if you pay attention, you will feel more spacious inside after you do it. So in this place where you don't have to stand up and say what you're going to do, but in this space called community worship, there can be a yes that has more power than if you just go off and do this yourself. Otherwise, I could have emailed you. And some people I did email that are doing some other things. But it's different when you write this down now. You're making a commitment in a consciousness of commitment. It's different. So we clean our space. We clear it out. We clear our space. So our space gets cleared. That's something that you have to do on your own. But the next thing you can start to do, or at least think about doing, is after you clear your space, clear your calendar. It will be very difficult to have a new life if it's filled up with old stuff. If you just think about it, if your calendar is filled with activity, and by that I don't mean that you've actually plugged it into a calendar, but you know what you do all the time and you know the time that it takes, it will be very difficult for a new idea to be born in you. New ideas have no space, and so they won't catch. There's no place for them. So if you want new ideas, new possibilities, new opportunities, have some space for it. So between now and Thursday, look at how you spend your time and ask yourself if there's some things that you can eliminate that will create time for you. And not that you're going to fill it up right away, but you're going to have some space. When I started to do artwork, I had to give up something. And what I gave up, which actually was easier than I thought, was a lot of TV. I mean, I wouldn't have told you I watched TV, except for Mark Harmon. It's all about the looks. Anyway. I watch NCIS, and I watch NCIS Los Angeles. I'm just going to confess my sins because I love Mark Harmon and I love Hetty. Has anybody, that LA? I love her. She's bossy. She can beat anybody, and she's this high. She makes me feel gigantic and like she's my heroine. So I do that. I will confess that. But what I noticed before I started doing art is that I would sit down with Tim, and he's watching something. He's not really even watching it. But then I will get caught, and the next thing I know is 4 hours have gone by with something that I can't even remember what the first show was. Well, if I want to be creative and I've got this impulse, this huge drive to be creative, I want to make new stuff. I don't want to do things the way they were done before. I want to birth something in form, metaphorically speaking. And that takes time, and that other stuff was eating my time. So I don't sit down because I know that I will be hooked. So if the TV's going on, I go someplace else. I don't get hooked into the storyline and then have to see how it ends. I don't care how it ends. Ask yourself what activities you have that don't feed you. Now, some things actually deplete you. I won't go that far, but hopefully you'll let that go anyway. But is there an activity that doesn't feed you? And are there a couple that you can let go of? And you just create space. I'm not saying fill it up with anything yet. But on New Year's Eve and then the next following Sunday, we're going to be asking Spirit to reveal itself as a new idea in you. But if we're full, there's no place for new ideas. How many of you know or have watched great ideas sort of skip the top of your head? Because there wasn't any receptive consciousness for it to come into. I mean, I'm using a metaphor here, but you don't even want to consider it because you're already full. So during this in-between time, this sacred time, this holy time, create some space in your house and in your calendar. Another thing to consider are the people that you spend time with that don't add to your life. Now, I know that there's probably a few people that you can't eliminate. Aren't there? For various reasons. But there may be some people that don't add to your life. Are you going to give them as much time? So that if I asked you who adds to your life, would you have time for them? So this is just cleaning out space. Space in your home, space on your calendar. If you are also going to clean your calendar, you might actually just create time off. You may not know where you're going to go, but you'll never know where you're going to go if you have no time. Just clear it. And even if you sit at home, or even if you still go to work, but for that time, it's just special time after you get off work, create some time. The next thing is so you've created your calendar, you've looked at your home, your physical space, your calendar space. Now you're going to clear your head. So let's just take a deep breath. On your program, I will ask you to do some things, to make some lists. Most of the lists will have to happen later, but at least add one thing from the list, just so you can get the feeling of it. The first thing that would be really beneficial is to make a list of your accomplishments in 2014. What are your accomplishments in 2014? And if you want to, if something comes to mind, write down one accomplishment right now. What's a thing you accomplished? It's hard. Sometimes we just don't give ourselves, I should say, credit for the great stuff we do. So I'll just ask some people questions. It's very scary to be on the... did I hear... Oops. I did, didn't I? Came out. So what's it feel like to write down an accomplishment?
Oh, it feels great.
Great, it does. Feels good, doesn't it?
Yes, I know just what I'm going to do.
Oh, great. What you're going to do, you're going to write down all your accomplishments, right?
Right.
Right. Okay, now you know what that feels like. Okay, here's the next one. Write down later on today, after you've written all your accomplishments, write down all the things you didn't get done this year. We're clearing our head. It just clears the head because you've been thinking about it. Everything that you said you'd do that you didn't, you think about. You know what that's like? That's like having a smartphone with all the programs running all the time. What happens when all the programs run all the time? It just slows down, doesn't it? And everything takes so long. Well, that's what's happening. When you don't do something with all the things you said that you were going to do, if you don't do something with them, it drains you. So in the process of clearing your head, did everybody write one thing down that you didn't accomplish? Okay, so what's it feel like to read that thing that you didn't accomplish?
The thing that I didn't accomplish?
You didn't.
I did not accomplish something that I don't want to mention.
Well, I don't want you to mention it either. Just how does it make you feel?
There I did it again.
We love that one. Okay. Have a look. Did you write something you didn't accomplish down?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel?
Like a loser.
Ooh. I'm going to change all of that right here in this second. So what you'll do after you've written all of your list of what you did not accomplish, you're going to accomplish them between now and Thursday. What is the theme for this month? The theme for this month is it's a time for miracles. So, this is how you're going to accomplish them. You make the whole list. You guys, you know what I love? Is I love that you're laughing. Because they say that the only difference between tragedy and comedy is about 5 years. Really? If you look at most comedies, they're tragic. And when you get together with your friends and you talk about 10 years ago, you laugh. Now, what do you laugh at? Oh, those things you just barely got through with the skill, just barely got through. You laugh. So you're already laughing. You're already through this. This is great. So make the list. Then either do it or cross it off. And if you fight, just say, well, my minister told me that it was the 11th commandment. Thou shalt cross off all undone things at the end of the years. We should have a little Jewish music with that. Really, just cross it off. Now, Lyndon, take this for a second. Don't tell us what you didn't do, but if you just crossed it off, how would you feel? Like a liar. What? But you didn't do it. Well, we need the microphone on all the time now. Okay, yeah. So you'd feel like a liar?
If I just crossed it off?
Yeah. It's no longer yours to do.
Well, then who's going to do it?
Well, maybe it's not yours to do.
I find somebody else that can do it?
Yeah, maybe. I will do relationship counseling later. No, but honestly, if you just crossed it off, how would you feel? If it was done, if you said, I'm done, not it's done, I'm done, how would you feel?
Oh, much lighter. Free. Relieved.
See, it's a miracle. No, you guys, I said it on Christmas Eve, and I mean it. Only human beings take simple things and make them so complex that they're unmanageable. I bet your list when you make it, it's unmanageable. It's a weight that you carry around that somehow gives you some sort of significance. What if you either did it or let it go? If it's really important, it'll show up again. Won't it? Sure. But for that moment, won't you feel good? And you'll have more energy because we're not done yet. You will feel more crystal clear. Thank you very much, Lyndon. So actually, if it was gone, how would you feel? If it was gone, really gone. If you had the power to just cross that puppy off. Completely free. Wouldn't you rather tackle it from completely free? I learned, this is an old technique. I actually learned it when I worked for one of those big companies. And I had this friend that was also my mentor, and she had this big stack of paper that came, because we always were getting all these notices and how time changes and price changes and who was promoted and just stack. And I was trying to go through everything and keep up on it. And she had this huge stack, and I said, "What is this?" She says, "Oh, this is my management style." I really? She says, "If it's important, they'll finally call you." Who knew? What are the things that we are making a burden that we have to accomplish? Do it or cross it off. You can always start again. And I suggest that the more you actually do, the lighter and more powerful and more energetic you will feel. But some things can't get done in 3 days. Cross it off. It'll show up. I was just thinking about that. There's some taxes I need to pay, and they'll send me another notice. It's little teeny tiny things. Please don't take my management style for taxes, but we make things huge. This is the clear your mind time. It doesn't mean that you don't start the new year and say, "This is my goal, so I will move forward." But how are you going to move forward if you haven't analyzed what's still holding you back? You have the power to say this is insignificant. You have the power to say that I don't care about this anymore. You have the power to say, I'll worry about this in April. You have the power to do that. Because if you don't, those programs run. And you don't have the mental capacity to handle things. So now, after you have heard some techniques and I'm just encouraging you to clean your space, clean your calendar, clean out your head, put things down on paper. Just putting them down on paper is going to make you feel better. Now, the last one is, let's clear out your soul. Because that's where the real opening for the quality of life called chi can flow. It's where you get your chi, it's from your soul. And just as we have stored stuff in the back of drawers and we have over-scheduled ourselves on our calendar so that we can be so busy we don't have the time to look at things or begin a new thing, and just as we have had our head filled with all these things that we haven't done that we're still upset about, our soul can be heavy too. So this is a time where we're going to move into something that, for lack of a better word, you're going to have a confession. So that's what the piece of paper is for. the blank piece of paper, not the program, but the blank piece of paper. I believe that unless we're doing really constant soul searching and soul cleansing, over the year we've acquired a few things that we feel bad about. Not burdened by, that's in our head, bad about. We wish we hadn't done that. And sometimes it's not even what happened in the last year. Sometimes it could be what's happened a long time ago, but it still kind of weighs. So the way you feel it is you might feel a heaviness or a tightness in your chest. You might feel something in your solar plexus. You might feel something in your belly. You might feel tension in your shoulders. You might get a headache. Just talking about letting go of things in your soul, sometimes your body will react. It's perfectly okay. There's no problem. Just your body saying, it's about time to let this go. So on your piece of paper, just take a deep breath. And on the piece of paper, the small piece of paper, not the program, I'd like you to write down the thing that you wish were different, but you don't know how to make it different. Like you wish you'd not said that, and yet you did. Now, how am I going to make it different? It's those things that weigh on you, weigh on your soul. And I believe that there is a power in the universe that can make all things new. And that if we're willing to speak or write what troubles us, it has the ability to remove that from our soul. So what troubles you? What's the thing that makes your heart hard? What makes you defensive? See, we're really going into the center of the house now. And maybe we had all that stuff and all that busyness and all that head thoughts to keep us from this place. So what is it that you would like to be free of right now? Write that down. If you have more than one thing, write that down. As much as the paper can hold, you can put on it. And what you're writing down is your sins. And sins are only mistakes. But they're troubling mistakes. It could be a mistaken idea or a mistaken thought. See, all those thoughts that you had when you wrote down what you didn't accomplish, those things you felt, that's at the heart of you. Let those go. Then it doesn't matter whether you accomplish them or not. Those are only signposts to what's going on inside. Write them down. And now we're going to have a very high and holy ceremony. If you've heard of garbage in and garbage out, well, let's just do garbage out. Garbage out and garbage out. Out, out, out. So I have two assistants, Solveig and Ray, and they have specialized, sanitized spiritual containers to take your confessions. And then I'm going to take them home, and I'm not into socks. So I will promise to burn them right away, and as soon as they're burned, I will watch the game. So Ray, if you'll come down this aisle over here, and Solveig's going to go down this aisle. It's okay, fold them up. No one will see them. And pass them to the middle aisle. Pass them this way, and let Ray have them. Pass them that way. Let Solveig have them. No one will read them as you pass them along? All going that way? Great. So I have a question. I have a mic. Where's my microphone? So all of you that are watching this, you don't, you can let yourself off the hook and say, I'm just watching Kathianne, or you can do this process and do it over and over and over again until eventually you'll come to this place of such lightness of being, and such spaciousness. And I think you will discover that ideas for everything will start to show up. Like how to speak to someone that you haven't known how to talk to. You'll have ideas about how to garden and what food to eat. This universe is always speaking, but we need to be an open enough place for it to speak to. So, who wants to share in this area what it feels like to just let that stuff go, to just have it be gone? Anyone want to? How's it feel?
Scary.
Ah, ooh, and why is that?
Not knowing what's possible.
Ah, yeah. Well, that's true. Good. So how's it feel to let that stuff go?
I don't know if I have.
Ah, oh yeah, because it's still there.
Well, no, these are my notes. I didn't follow the rules. I didn't have a program. These are my notes.
So what makes you think you didn't let it go?
Probably because I didn't burn it.
Ah,
That's an important piece for me.
Okay.
To do that physically.
great. So could you go home and do that before the game? After the game.
After the game.
See, such honesty. Let's talk. If you want to write another list, you could probably add and then throw it away. Burn it. Fire is such cleansing power. It's the power of Shiva. Shiva, the ability to destroy so that new things can be born. It's so great. It's a beautiful power. So yes, go ahead and burn your own, and I'll be happy to burn it for you. Who else is thinking things, feeling things?
Well, I own a home organizing company, so this was really interesting to do it myself. And I haven't done that myself for a really long time. I do this for other people. So now going through a really hard personal time, I'm forced to do all this myself. Clearing your space, clearing your mind, clearing your calendar. So it was very opening and interesting to see it myself, and
Great,
it's
thank
very
you.
opening
Thank
experience.
you. And what did it feel like to write that thing on a piece of paper and give it away?
Well, I still have it tucked here as well, but
Yeah, I have it
I
tucked.
can't wait to hit the garbage can. So
Give it to me.
okay.
Thank you. It was mussying up your purse.
It really is.
Okay. And the reason, it's okay. Okay, so how do you feel? You raised your hand.
Well, I have a degree in organizational leadership, which I haven't used.
Okay, but how's it feel to give something away to God?
Good.
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 Good. See, here's the deal, and it may show up in not being able to let go of this stuff, then we don't realize. See, the way that this showed up for me in a hologram is that when we know we can clean a drawer, we begin and one day in our calendar and clear out just a few of our thoughts that are no longer serving us by crossing them off. Then we can begin to believe that God can clean our soul. God can still clean our soul, but we don't believe anything can get cleared out. Everything that you've believed that is scary can be gone. and it's called grace. And grace is so hard for the Western culture to understand because it's unearned givingness. Unearned. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to go through something. Wow, it's giddy time. So let's just allow ourselves the blessing of this holy and sacred time. And I speak my word that anything written on a piece of paper, anything that is of the soul, if it is released, it is truly released, and the Spirit of God knows how to fill us with the light of itself. The Spirit of God knows how to dissolve the ideas, knows how to dissolve the mistakes, knows how to dissolve the beliefs that are keeping us from knowing our own divine magnificence. Anything that gets in that way is being dissolved in this moment. We give it over to the Most High, and it can do anything. So I am so grateful that we are taking back the mastery of our life from the outside to the innermost parts of our soul. I give thanks that as we allow ourselves to know and to live from that place, we allow ourselves to be the opening through which God sings its song. It creates its idea of our future. I give thanks that we are no longer on our own, but we become the musical instruments of the Holy Spirit herself. And we sing and we move and we act and we create from this beauty which is only love made in form. I am so grateful for that. All of this is happening not by our might, and that's the hard part. It's happening by the very grace of God, the free givingness of Spirit. Thank you, sweet Spirit, for this beautiful, wonderful, holy in-between time. And so it is. So let's just move into this recognition of wholeness, completeness, love, and blessings. This wonderful in-between time, this holy and sacred time, this gap between an end and a beginning. And from this place, this holy place, we bless our gift, knowing that the gift is a blessing. We are a blessing. This community is a blessing. It's all so good. And so we give from an attitude of goodness, an attitude of gratitude, an attitude of knowing that we are the ones that make this place happen. Thank you, sweet Spirit, and so it is.